Hello there and welcome to a bit of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Hope you're all having a pleasant time. I completely forgot to shut the curtains and adjust the lighting and all that kind of stuff, but oh well. Let's have a look at what date it is. It is the 5th of April, so I'm recording then. So if you've had any comments, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to read them yet. I've put out part 16. I'm just waiting to put out part 17. I'll probably do that tomorrow, so on Saturday, 6th of April, and then we should be caught up after that. I've just been so busy with other games recently that I've not been overly interested in uploading, to be honest, because I can either upload or I can play games. It's going to be games, of course. So, yeah. Anyway, today we're going to be continuing our adventures in Evening Lake. As we'd faced the boss in the previous two parts, we'd done some stuff with other characters. We unlocked new characters and stuff, but we must play Bentley's outpost first. Now, I must admit I'm a little bit pissed off today because I've learnt some horrible things about BioWare recently. Jason Schreier had recently published an article on Kotaku with statements from 19 anonymous developers, BioWare developers, and since then more have come forward, talking about the conditions at the BioWare studios right now, and that includes problems that have been with the studio in Dragon Age Inquisition and Mass Effect Andromeda. So I'm just trying to find Bentley's outpost. I shouldn't multitask, I realise. Christ almighty, it hasn't been that long. I should know where this place is. I remember there being water. So yeah, and I have to talk about this. I need to get this article off my chest because it's... I mean, I've shat around for so long. I'm that invested, at least emotionally, in this, that I kind of can't ignore it. And I think we do need to have yet another chat about... Well, no, fuck chatting. We actually need to do something about the treatment of AAA studios in our industry. Because... crunch, the emotional labour, the piss poor working conditions. It's got to stop, guys. It really has to stop, and I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, I know what we can do about it, but no one can be fucked to do it, can they? We've got to stop pre-ordering games. We've got to stop buying games from shit companies. We've got to stop after one mistake. I mean, just don't buy a game day one. You could have avoided Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon Age Inquisition. You could have avoided Anthem if you just waited a single day. Because the truth will come out sooner or later about these games.
I must attend to my young sibling.
You might save 10% pre-ordering a game, but you save nothing if it's a bad game. I must admit, I'm going to talk about Spyro as best as I can. I must admit, I do like Bentley's design here. It's not my favourite, I still prefer the original, however awkward it is, but I really do like what they've done with them, the texture work, and especially the fluff, the fur. Not a big fan of his club there, or how the lighting affects it. I still prefer the sort of crystal clear one before.
Hey, bro!
Bentley controls quite smoothly, and he did in the original game.
A swift smack should do the trick.
So Bartholomew's the younger sibling of Bentley, and of course seems a bit more hip. He's playing with a smartphone there, so he's more with the times. Bentley has very strong attacks, so he can take out large enemies by using his basic attack, but he also has a deflection ability, which unfortunately won't see much use. It really is almost exclusively in this level where he'll use it, and we'll see it.
If you use your spin move to deflect the snowball into the gong, I bet we can make the roof cave in.
I apologise for the audio with the delay in the audio as well. There we go. So we deflect the snowball into the gong, and it brings down only that icicle, or stalagmite. I think it's stalagmite, or thinner stalagmite. Those are thick boys. So anyway, talking about the BioWare thing as well. A lot of people have been saying that it's clickbait and it's just a hater. But really, I mean, Jason Schreier has broken stories like this before, especially with BioWare. It's not really clickbait because we've seen this multiple times already. We know that Schreier's telling the truth, and the stories do line up. So BioWare made a blog post written by BioWare, not by Ben Irving or Casey Hudson or any human being that actually wants to take responsibility. Made a blog post 16 minutes after the article was published, and their blog post had basically done nothing at all to address the points written in the article talking about the horrible working conditions, including things like trying to find an empty room to cry into because the stress was that great, and the amount of prescribed time off by doctors. So yeah, but Jason Schreier, before the article was published, I must admit I like his Rhinoc belt buckle there. I just noticed on that. Anyway, yeah, but Schreier had given oops, daisies. I died. I've been very careless in this video. Schreier had given them a list of bullet points before the article was published. But BioWare went on to say things like, we've got that BioWare magic, which basically it translates into 90 hours of crunch time. And I don't think there's any skill point associated with those. I'll take them out anyway. I know there is a skill point over there. I keep forgetting. A bit of a missed opportunity, to be honest. We give the more purpose, especially when he's a big lumbering target. It's probably going to be very easy to hit. Actually, I wonder if the hitboxes are very similar when it comes to the programming of the original trilogy. Anyway. Oh, I see. Bartholomew needs me to layer these seals first. Just playing it safe. Because then he can go over there and he needs to use his snowball again. Yeah, because there's a gong there. That's fine. Oops, it is. So, but yeah, like they said things like BioWare magic, but they also said passion as well, another bullshit alarm raiser. Oops,
Hey, you're in the way! Move it!
Okay. I'm not bothering with the headphones today either. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was waiting for him to hit the gong, but... Oh, yeah, I need him to hit the gong. Okay, I think I've got to stand back a bit first. No? Do I have to talk to him?
Another gong! Great! I bet we can cause an avalanche with this one.
No. I don't think positioning really matters in this one. Okay. I remember it being a bit more convincing than that in the original, but that could be nostalgia. So I've got to move this box out of the way. Now we can just push it there, or push it off the edge, and you get a skill point. So there we go. Charlie, shout outs to all the Charlies in the world. But yeah, the blog post by BioWare didn't really address anything, and of course it couldn't, because how could they read an 11,000 word article in 16 minutes, have PR make a statement in that amount of time as well, and then massage it in that amount of time and put it out there? Yeah, it's like they're not the government, right? They don't work that fast to cover something up. I can tell you that right now. They're BioWare. They're makers and creators of video games. And of course, EA, I haven't mentioned EA yet. No, I think they're mostly innocent in this. Like, for example, I used to say that EA had forced BioWare to use the Frostbite engine, but twice one of the lead guys at BioWare had said actually they'd chosen to use the Frostbite engine because they figured that EA would eventually make them use it at some point for all their games. But then Respawn Entertainment came out and made Titanfall 1, 2 and Apex Legends without. So, BioWare, how much time have you had now to see that Frostbite is a shit engine? EA will allow you to use whatever you want. And furthermore, it's not at all encouraging that Dragon Age 4 is going to use Anthem's codebase. You know? The engine that code that lacks a manual save function. Again. You know? The thing that lacks like a decent UI. Like I think the code base would include the UI. And navigating that mess. I mean, it's already bad enough in Dragon Age Inquisition. I haven't played Andromeda, so I can't speak to how bad it is there. I mean, it's Mass Effect, so it might have a bad UI. I can certainly see where it would be. It would be awful. 600 gems. So let's have a talk to Bartholomew.
Here's a little something for your rock collection.
I like little bits of fluff like this. But I know it's probably not actually canon that Bentley has a rock collection. In fact, I think maybe there was something was alluded to it in one of the Game Boy Advance games. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Shout out to all the Erics of the world, particularly Eric Adams of Manowar and Eric Kane of Forbes. Let's just have a look. Have we got all the skill points? Yes, we have. Okay, excellent. Right, so now we're going to go back to Midday Gardens. We're going to do the Bamboo Terrace part there with Bentley. And we're going to hopefully have time to press on. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and there's another thing as well with EA. Electronic Arts, one of the executives, Peter Sutherland, or Patrick Sutherland. I apologise if I'm mispronouncing the name. I've heard it pronounced Sutherland as well. But also, I'm not sure if it's Patrick or Peter. I think Peter Sutherland? Could be Patrick. And for that I apologise. He's Swedish, so he's by default quite a nice guy. I'm going to talk to Bentley now.
I believe the denizens of this land plan to create a rocket propulsion device of some kind in order to help you with your journey. I'll try to be of some assistance, but I'm afraid you'll still need a representative from each world in order to complete the device.
Sorry, I just love Bentley's lines in regards to the rocket. Rocket propulsion device! But yeah, Sutherland walked into BioWare when he was offered a demo of Anthem, and he said he likes the flight, keep it in. Implying, of course, that flight wasn't going to be in the game because it couldn't be done in Frostbite. So, the smoothest thing about Anthem, arguably the most commonly praised things besides the visuals, is the flight. No one denies the flight is great. You know, you've got things like, some people are mixed on the combat, some people are mixed on the loot and its appeal, some people are mixed on the environments, I think, but the flight is the number one thing people praise about. It's always the flight. But as we've talked about before in a bit of Spyro the Dragon, rather Spyro Reignited Trilogy, there's nothing to actually facilitate the flight. There's nothing to do with the flight. And to think that wasn't even going to be in the game. Now, granted, that would mean the map would have to be significantly smaller, unless you had vehicles, because there's no way in fucking hell that I'm navigating that place on foot. So, the flight, and even then, the flight's not great in combat. It very rarely provides a tactical advantage because all the weapons are hit scan. Not projectile-based like in Destiny, where the flight would be amazing, and you could actually dodge it, you know? That's how fucked Anthem was from the start. 7 years in development, about up to, I think, 18 months before launch, that's when they were beginning to code the game. Now, I understand that, game development includes conceptualization and things like that. I think Team Fortress 2 was in development for like 13 years.
Fine day for a bit of a
like
walk. I was just heading to the top of my favourite...
Duke Nukem Forever. Christ almighty, that was forever in development. Something I like about this level as well is like Bentley's reasons for going here is simply just for a walk. Very nice. Are there Yetis in Chinese, Japanese mythology? Please let me know, because that would be quite interesting here. Because I think Bentley really suits this place. I love that portal entrance. I'm sorry, I love it so much. The colours are fantastic. The lighting, superb. I pick up on the oddest things, don't I? But it's so nice to look at. It really is. My God. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I could say that for a lot of assets in the game, but yeah, wow. Fantastic. Now I don't believe that my shield attack, my shield ability can protect me from, for fuck's sake, from those boulders being tossed my way. So I've basically got to break them. And I apologise for being quite bad at Bentley. I'm not going to blame this on the Reignited Trilogy. I wasn't very good with him originally. But I am quite poor at playing Bentley today. Noticeably, like I normally don't die this fast. Trigger his attack first. Oh, it's just the speed to his attack. It's just that slight delay in the attack. Very hardly noticeable. If you don't pay attention, you won't notice it at all. But I've got to like press the button enough, and I just clicked him there, so I'm quite grateful for that. But then again, I think if I was a bit closer, he might have hit me. Do I want to risk deflecting to see if it's going to work? No. Like it just flattened me. Yeah, I've got a bit of a Donkey Kong moment going on here. In fact, I think they did actually reference Donkey Kong when it came to one of the skill points here. I'm not sure. I can't remember the original trilogy anyway. So the critter had broken the boulder there. It hit the critter there and it basically saved me a bit of trouble. I don't want to really go too close to the edges of it. Oh, this one's bouncy. Yeah, I didn't like that in the original game. I was relying on post-hit invincibility there, but none to be had, sadly. Oh well, let's carry on. So, yeah, things aren't looking too good with BioWare, and it's, I mean, I've recently learned today that an email's going around saying that we're going to have a chat about how we can improve workplace conditions. Here's my email that I'd send. I resign. Signed Casey Hudson, signed Ben Irving, signed any of the big names there, because fuck them. If you are totally unaware that your employees are this miserable in the workplace, you don't deserve to be management. You're simply not management material. It's not that you don't deserve it. You don't even begin to qualify for it. Yeah? This isn't this email isn't, you know, sorry we've treated you like shit. Here's several £100,000 in compensation for you to begin finding a better studio to work for. No. It's sorry we got caught. Because this email would not be going around after Anthem's launch. It's because of Jason Schreier, and it's because of those BioWare employees who put their names out there, who risked their jobs, who risked their livelihood, because these NDAs are legally binding, yeah? In fact, a lot of the time you can't even talk about the having an NDA. You can't even deny it in some cases. You just say nothing. You know, and this isn't just BioWare, sadly. This is AAA games development. This is what a lot of studios go for. So go through. Even games like Cuphead, you know, made by 2 people, they had to put a second mortgage on their own homes. On their own homes, sorry, on their homes, implying that they put them on someone else's house. They had to put a second mortgage on their house because the game was getting that expensive to make. Game development is not... Oh shit. Somehow I was okay with that. But that just came out of nowhere, that TNT battle. I don't even remember that from the original. Christ. But still very clever. No, actually, let me just get this egg. And I think I'd maybe get a checkpoint. My autosave. And then I can respawn here, get these guys and gems and whatnot. Because I'm now out of health. It's like Dark Souls now. This is the Dark Souls of platforming games. Look at that. Timing my abilities, dodging and weaving, and fat roll. Well, I can't fat roll. I can sort of roll my club around, kind of. Not really. Moving on. I think 3 gems. I think I saw. Yeah, I saw. That's the one. It's like this is going on with so many studios, but even CD Projekt Red, the guys behind The Witcher, even they push their developers to do crunch. So, even our most favoured developers, like I recently bought Jason Schreier's book, Blood, Sweat and Pixels, talking about these kind of stories. And one of my favourite developers, I'm currently playing one of their games, Pillars of Eternity, that's in the book. But I bought the book from Amazon, which has terrible treatment of its workers. Especially at Christmas. It is awful. Yeah? I mean, Amazon is very reliant, but that reliance comes at a cost. No one can compete with them, because it's almost inhumane. And I think a lot of the people there would say almost. I say almost inhumane because I'm not actually too sure if it is inhumane or whatever. But my God almighty. It's like, what do we do? Do we just stop buying BioWare games? It's not enough. You've got to stop buying the games of pretty much any big publisher. Any big developer now, really, because it's even without a publisher, these things still happen. It's not enough to just have a name anymore. But we've seen this time and time again. We saw this with Dragon Age Inquisition, Andromeda. What's in a name? But the thing is, we keep buying these games because people cheer, woohoo, Casey Hudson's back in the game. The fact of the matter is that while we do care about game developers, we don't care enough. They have our sympathies, and that's about it. The most we would actually do if we saw them IRL would buy them a coffee. We wouldn't go out of our way to find them another job, because that's not our job. Because we simply don't care enough. No, I'm not saying we're heartless because of that, but I'm saying that's the goddamn truth. If there was any way I could help them, I would try. I would try, but I don't know how I can help them other than expose this. But it is on consumers as well to deal with these problems. Sorry, I had to sigh then because I'm going to Frozen Altars, which I'm not overly looking forward to. There is a part here that I may not want to do, and it might actually take up the entire video. Then again, a lot of the levels here will, so we'll see, because I'll be fucking up a lot.
Welcome to Frozen Altars, Spyro. On behalf of the Ice Fairies, I want to grant you a special power for as long as you stay in our world.
Thank you very much. So we've got the ice power up, so that means that our frost, flame breath has been replaced with frost. Oh, very nice. First order of business, I think, besides collecting all these gems, is to find myself a critter to keep myself alive. Oh, nice. I like how as well how it super freezes the how it can just slice baskets up because it's
Some bearer sold us a laser defense system to protect us from Rhinox, but with these flippers, I can't even turn it on. You'd have no trouble using it though. Just walk inside. When you're done, press the action button and you'll walk back out.
Voice actor's terrific. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, we can use this flame weapon here, the laser defense system, to torch the rhinos and melt the snow. Very nice. Now there is an enemy, well, I mean we can take on those enemies without that, but there is one enemy at least where we will need to take out sorry, there is one enemy I will need to take out that will require the ice block. Oh yeah, when you freeze people as well, you get a nice block to stand on. But not for very long. And it also freezes them in the current animation frame as well. So that's quite nice. So yeah, so you got to freeze them and then you got to charge them. Now something here about the ice fairies is, do the ice fairies get their magic from the dragons and the dragon eggs? Or, oh fuck, the reach on that thing. As I was saying, do the fairies get their magic from the dragons or the eggs, or do they have their own magic? Because in one of the Game Boy Advance games, the fairies are the source of magic. I think Ripto uses them to power his wand. Thank you, Gabrielle. Laser tap. Ah, yeah, so when you freeze them, you can charge them and it will kill a larger enemy. That's fine. This thing only has so much reach as well, so I don't think you can take it. You can't take it any further than that. Oh well. I also like as well how triangle is still the action button. It's oftentimes circle in PlayStation games now. Since the PS2, really, that's the more common one. I don't know why it changed all of a sudden. Who knows? Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that point on the Spyro magic anyway. I have to say that one last thing I would like to say is the aesthetics are quite nice. Quite like the skyboxes. The texture quality on some of these sort of Aztec-like buildings, not so great if I'm honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the colour scheme to begin with, but yeah, no, it's another attempt at making every single thing 3D and stand out.
Eustace and I were having a
it's not
snowman
working.
building
Sometimes flat
competition when the
textures are
sorceress brought
okay.
them to life with a spell. Since then, they've been stomping around, building ice walls, and generally causing trouble.
Okay, so we've got to take out the snowman here, who still looks sinister, and moves a lot, moves in a way that I'm not so terrified by now, because it used to be really fucking scary. God, I hated those things. They were sinister as fuck. Now, not so much. I like the Rhinoc design, but I don't remember them being that good in the original.
It would be easy to get up to that treasure if you had something to stand on.
Yeah, that's that was a puzzle we had doing End of the Dragonfly as well. You had to freeze an NPC to stand on them. I think it was to get a kite from the Dragon Dojo, or whatever it was called, in End of the Dragonfly. This is a very faithful creation. And this reminds me of the Magic Crafters world, this aesthetic here. Which is that sort of sun-like emblem there. Yeah, I think it works quite well. But yeah, going back to the games industry being shit again. I think I think I've got to stop caring about buying games new, because even BioWare was saying that we want a Dragon Age Inquisition to fail. Use the Ice Breath to freeze 12 enemies. Even though they wanted Dragon Age Inquisition to fail, so that they would realise that actually. Oh yeah, so instead of killing me outright, he chucks me away. So it's not even that you can progress. So we just get into this tower here. Melt him. So they wanted Dragon Age Inquisition to fail, so they would have to stop using Frostbite and eventually, maybe, change the management and things like that. But Dragon Age Inquisition was deemed a success, and it's sad that that's sad, isn't it? I mean, why would we want games to fail? Games are supposed to be about fun, but when you're aware that this is going on, how can you possibly say that? Then again, how many people really care about where their clothes come from, where their furs come from, where their diamonds come from, or any sort of jewelry? You've got sweatshops in China. You've got even people in this country. We've got people working, being slaved away at Amazon and places like that. I think America in particular is quite, anti-union because of the Pinkertons and the mob bosses and things like that, and its history there. So yeah, it's a pretty shit situation. It's not just one country. It's not just one studio that's bad. It's so many of them are horrible and terrible to work for, and But, you know, we like video games too much to actually do anything about it. We continue to pre-order. We pre-order games because of a weapon or a skin. Think on that. Like, I mean, I'm tempted to pre-order Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for some fucking skins. I don't know about the conditions there, the working conditions at Paradox, and I fail to remember who the developer was. I think they're a one-time developer. And, you know, I might be buying a game that they've had to work on overtime unpaid. Shout out to all the Jaspers of the world, especially if there's any working in a shit video game company. Oh shit, I forgot to open that door there. Yeah, so that door takes me back, so I've got to go all the way back now. I'm just disappointed out by. I'm glad I came back this way because I missed a basket here. Yeah, I'm disappointed in the industry again, and we keep going through this. We've said this time and time again. And are we actually doing anything about it? Are we actually solving any problems by talking about it? No. No, we're not.
Thanks for helping out, Spyro.
Something has to be done.
Why don't you take
and
this?
I don't know what to do.
Rhinox were trying to fry it with a laser.
And I mean, I don't necessarily believe that individual consumers can change things, but we've got to start somewhere. You know? Shout out to all the Janas of the world, or Janas, or Janas? Don't know. Jana. You understand? 84 eggs. So making steady progress now. I've still got some gems that I'd like to pick up though, so I've got to go around here, all the way back around, up and around the level some more. But yeah, it's like we have to do something, because I mean it's alright saying that you know, we need to unionize. Okay, let's push for unionization. We can't just say the industry needs to unionize. It's not enough to just say it. We have to do. We then have to help the industry unionize. Yeah? You have to protest, you have to shout it in the streets, from the rooftops, from the mountains. And if you can't be asked, fine. You know, I have no resentment around it. I can't be asked going on a protest march or whatever. I can barely be asked to march for free ice cream. Although if the protest did have ice cream, I might actually go along to it. But I mean, that's the thing, really. It's like, you know, that's why I say we care about devs, but we simply don't care enough. Because we like video games more. We like video games more than treating people nicely. And that's okay. It's okay, because we all do it. But, yeah, something's got to be done. And if there's any way I can use my voice or my resources, the few that I have, yeah, I'd like to. I'd very much like to use them. I'm having a bit of trouble here trying to figure out how to. How am I? Do it from there. Wedge there. What to see? So I'm trying to get over to those steps there, but I fail to remember how you did it. Now, remind me, does this door take me out here to the top? No. Or was it? Aha! Was it this way? There we go. Done it. Very clever design, by the way. And Sonia. And voice for Bob. But I will say this much for devs on the topic of care. I couldn't give a toss if a game was stopped, had production stopped because of the working conditions. Yeah, let's say that, you know, games are delayed for another 2 years by a result of unionization. Fine, I don't care. I really don't care. I'm trying to think of what game I would really like to see. Like, I don't know, a Crash Bandicoot sequel or a Spyro sequel. Yeah, let's say we get an original game from Toys for Bob, and it takes 6, maybe 4 years to release. Fine. If Toys for Bob were being treated like shit. Because if they were being treated like shit before and get out the game faster, I'd want them to work slower in more preferable conditions. Still missing 4 gems. Oh shit. Back around we go. Because I've just realised where they are. Unless they're near Moneybags. Because he's got a mini game for me. Oh, I know what mini game's coming up as well. Oh, it'll be a fun one as well. I can maybe talk about that. But yeah, I'd rather a game come out later at the cost of better working conditions for developers than a game come out sooner because of shit working conditions. Yeah, it's just a thought. And I think a lot of us would agree. I think a lot of us who really do care about the quality of our games and the studios that make them, you know, we the enthusiasts. Unfortunately, we're the vast minority of video game consumers. I think I think that could happen. I think that's realistic. I think it could happen. Welcome, most esteemed dragon. So.
Spyro, I have just received word from my little brother. He appears to be having some trouble with the Yeti.
I'm just looking at his feet now. They're oddly flat.
That dumb
I don't
Yeti
know.
took my
Weird.
ball.
See, there, not too bad. I mean,
Kicker's lousy
very
butt, but
rectangular. Still.
listen.
Now this, I'm kind of dreading because I wonder if my old strategy would work here, but we'll
I
see.
knew you'd do it. Go and show him not to mess with us. Remember to block his high punches and hit him low when he tries to block.
Okay. Block high, he blocks low automatically. Okay. So, the Yeti has stolen Bartholomew's ball, and we've got to get it back. Now, my strategy was... Oh, shit, we're going faster. Yeah, we're going to have to use actual strategy here. So what we do is we'd use a big hook around to punch him in the face and do more damage. But... it was slower, and he's interrupting my attacks. See, this is what I do. I get him in a corner, and I keep on doing this, but just slightly out of his range. Now, you're not expected to win this fight necessarily in the first round. You are expected to sort of take it over the course of several rounds and heal back some health. I think the Yeti recovered more. So yeah, the controls have changed quite dramatically here. Not as in like the control scheme, but the fluidity of the controls. It was quite slow. It did play to Bentley's style of he was a very, very slow character, and so is the Yeti. Shout out to all the alleys or alies of the world. And include all the ailments of the world. If something is ailing you, I don't know, take medicine or
Give me
something.
my ball back.
Because this ain't gonna fucking help. This will just get you
This
even more
time,
pissed
it'll be
off.
a 3-round match. And when you win, don't let him send you off with a stupid egg.
I think I should have made clear at the beginning of these Let's Play series that it really is more of a chance for me to communicate with my audience than anything else. It's not really meant to be like a commentary on the game as such, although I do like talking about the game. I wouldn't choose a game that I didn't like for a bit on, because then I'm not going to enjoy myself, you know? Just pressing circle, but I mean it's not very effective. Look at this. Look at the level of strategy. So yeah, I think the strategy here is just to be totally aggressive and just kick the shit out of him if you can. Now I wonder how much health we're going to recover at the end of this, because I think we deserve to leave. Just barely.
Only 2 more rounds to go. You're doing great.
So yeah, you've got to... I think if you... survive until the last round, you it's the rating is based on who has the highest amount of health. So if you don't knock him out, you still yeah, I suck at this. I knew I would. If my old strategy didn't work, I knew I would lose at this.
You lost? Ah. This time, it'll be a 3-round match.
So much for showing off earlier. But there's no telegraphing at all. Like, I don't even know when he's blocking. At least the low attack, anyway. Like there, it's just like, I'm not doing anything, but apparently he was blocking. Like there. Like, well, no, he's just got his hands by his side. I think the main strategy really is just to punch him when he's getting a high attacking. Like there. Or just keep punching low and then swing him with a high attack, I don't know. Even if he interrupts him, like he's doing there constantly. Move back a bit maybe, and I can't move and punch at the same time. No, I mean it was very stingy like that in the original as well. Quite close in health. I think he recovers more health than I do as well. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, let's see if I can... Now! Oh shit. Look at that. He's just go... Look at him go! The thing is like, in the original, you could actually win the fight just by doing, like, the sluggeroo, or whatever it's called. And really just... If you got the hit range just right, you would win. Like, without getting hit once, you know? I mean, I think you had to take a few early hits to try and gauge the distance. There we go. Just barely made it. Which would have been a great pun if this was a bear and not a Yeti. Shout out to all the Rickos of the world. I do like that name, Ricko, actually. I'm more of a fan of Roscoe myself, but, yeah. Ricko, I like that. Ricko's Modern Life. So after that huge distraction from video game talk, I'm gonna have to. I mean, there's really nothing else going on in gaming industry news that really matters to me as such. Like, Borderlands 3 is going Epic exclusive for about 6 to 12 months.
Is the birthplace of the great sport of cat hockey. Today's match is sold out, of course, but I just happen to have a spare ticket that I'll sell you for, say, a teensy-weensy markup.
800
Head on in,
gems,
Spyro. It should be a thrilling
ticket.
match. In fact, I've even placed a little wager on the Rhinoc team. Let's just hope the local team doesn't have any last-minute accidents.
So here we are with my favorite
I
minigame.
challenged a Rhinoc to a traditional game of cat hockey, but I think I sprained my flipper while training. Would you mind taking my place?
Absolutely, Errol.
Great. Freeze the cats and push them into my goal to score.
So this is cat hockey. The goal is, of course, that we've got to freeze the den catos and push them into the goal. Like, I am putting them in the right goal, aren't I? I'm not just helping him score. You can also freeze the goalie as well. That's going to be. And this. It's all ethical, of course, because I get a scratch and post here. They're a bit annoying in this one, because they... Ah! Wrong goal. No point playing any further if I've just been pushing them into the wrong fucking goal. Of course, I should have known that, really, shouldn't I? Because the Rhinox face is there, and I am standing here.
Great.
Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, I was doing quite good to say I was helping him, helping the wrong side. So yeah, I'm very good at herding the cats into the arena, and they're not very well frozen if they're still able to move. Because I don't think they actually had the running animation when they were. I must admit, I like the goalie's hockey stick there. It freezes on contact. I need something like that in D&D. In Baldur's Gate. Yeah, back to Baldur's Gate again. I need a weapon that turns someone into a block of ice on contact. I doubt very much there's something like that in the game, but it would be so fucking cool. Yeah, I've got Siege of Dragonspear, but I've not been playing much of that. I like the idea behind it. I think it's actually looking like a pretty good expansion, to be honest. I like the antagonist very much. But for some reason, I'm just not quite feeling it. I think it's because I've been playing it for the past 2 weeks now, and I lose interest like I do always, like John and his ADHD adventures. ADHD, D&D. Advanced. That's what advanced. It's like advanced dragons and dragons and dungeons. AD&D is like. That's pretty much what ADAD is. ADD. Fuck's sake, John. Thank Christ I'm not in medicine. There would be trouble then. I see they've got my picture prepared there as well. That's very nice. Oh, come on! There we go.
Well done. I think you deserve to keep the Champions Cup.
Okay. Shout out to all the Ba'ars of the world. I was actually expecting a sheep then, because I'm pretty sure a sheep does appear in one of these. But, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, shout out to all them. Moving on. Let's see if we can do another level. I've got 20 minutes. I think we can. Yeah, I moved very quickly on from Borderlands 3. Yeah, Borderlands 3 has been announced. It's coming to Epic for 6 to 12 months. Because of course it fucking is. No, I have no idea what to say about it really. It's like, yeah, of course it is. It will. But I think its announcement, by virtue of being announced, has probably taken the wind out of a lot of games' sales. I think it's going to be, and I think it's coming out very soon as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for it. The logo for it as well looks quite funny, because I don't know how the hell they were going to get the guy to shoot himself in the head a third time or whatever. So yeah.
Spyro, we urgently need your help. The evil cat wizards of Velinia have stormed our castle and captured our princess. If we don't stop them right away, they'll force her to marry Prince Azrael.
Okay, so this is one of the funniest levels in the game, and I have to say already, looks fantastic. Very, very highly detailed. I think perhaps to a fault. But yeah, very nice indeed. A bit too busy for my liking, especially when like the textures on the cliffs here are very poor. The building details are great though. The structures, fantastic. So we've got to rescue the princess from the cat prince Azrael. Yeah, there's cat wizards here, which is just fucking cool. And they can do all kinds of things. So they can, well, they're basically just very sorcerous beings. What the hell was that? Defeat a giant. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they can cause platforms to come in and out. They can, I think, cause floating platforms, things like that. They are the cause of many woes in this land. Grab these lives here, unless I've doomed myself. Oh no, I haven't. So now I've got about 29 lives. How are we doing for eggs and gems? Not bad at all.
Hurry, Spyro! If we don't get to the castle right away, the princess will be forced to marry that loser, Prince Azrael.
Oh no. Cat fairies would be such a bad thing. I'm sorry I've not got anything else to talk about. I think I've just blew my load. Blew my load on the gaming news earlier today with BioWare and the shit going on. But yeah, it's unfortunate that's quite common. And there is only so much consumers can do. I mean, we can stop pre-ordering, but are we gonna? No, fuck no. Of course we're not. We're not gonna stop pre-ordering. We're not gonna stop buying season passes because it sounds too good to be true. People buy these things based on cosmetics alone. I mean, if that's what consumers are doing, then how can one have faith in consumers? You know? And I say that like I'm not included. I've done that before. I used to buy, I used to pre-order a ton of games from TF2 because of the hats. I put down 40 quid on a couple of hats. Yeah. That's how bad I was for it. I won't deny it.
Your lucky day.
I was a shithead for it,
Wizards
man.
and I have worked out a little deal. If you simply pay a small toll, they'll be happy to raise these steps
Yeah.
and let you pass.
I remember when genuine items were added to the game.
You have
If you
chosen
pre-ordered Rift,
Spyro. I'll tell the
you would
wizards
get
to raise
the
steps
some
immediately.
TF2 items.
Oh,
I've still got my
best of luck
genuine
rescuing
volcanic
that princess,
shard.
or whatever it is.
Unfortunately, you can craft genuine items, so it defeats the point of it now. I say unfortunately. It's actually a good thing, but it does take out the genuine name. It's no longer genuine. I mean, you could still craft those items, but why have the genuine quality? It couldn't be if it's not a genuine item. Unless, I don't know, the crafting reagents come only from genuine. But honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this industry. I think I need to just stop buying AAA full stop. I mean, I would still enjoy it in one form or another. You know, used games industry. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck. Could have avoided that. I was just really hoping the AoE might hit him. I'm sorry that I've been really careless in this video. In previous ones, my mind isn't quite in it. Heart isn't really in it, admittedly. It's just I want to have something to put up on YouTube, because you've got to put up with me not having the inspiration to actually do my call right now. I'll get that later. There we go. I don't know how to get up there, actually. Oh, God almighty, what's going on with me and my brain today? I don't know any of my Spyro knowledge. It's like I could play these games absolutely no problems. On the original trilogy, absolutely. And like, that's one of the great things about Spyro 1. Just switch off your brain and play it. Today? God. It's like, it's not even as though I really... It's because I want to play any particular game at the moment. It's not like, oh, I just want to go back to Pillars of Eternity. In fact, I think I'll only do one video today. I might not record for the rest of the day if I'm going to be like this. Okay, I think I've got an idea how to do this now. Yeah, I think I'll call this the last video of the day. Maybe do another one after it. But I just want to get something done, you know? Because it's alright playing Pillars of Eternity solitaire, but there's only so much I can tolerate, you know? I can't see anything over there. It looks like an area I should be able to go to, but I can't actually see anything. Oh well. I think I've affected the cat wizard. Ah, yes, the cat wizard's up there. That I've just slain. I think they were affecting it. That part. The water here looks like it did ages ago. The glue. These platforms were really easy.
There's no time to lose.
Probably still are.
Azrael and his cat armies are about to steal a poor princess.
Because Spyro's a quadruped, it's not quite as easy to turn it on the spot. So if you fall down there, and another thing's coming out or whatever to push you out, then you're not going to be able to react too quickly compared to like a 2D platform character. Because you still got that noticeable turn there. I don't think it's such a problem in the Reignited Trilogy, maybe. Let's put an end to that for now. Oh shit! Ah, there's no redeeming this. Oh, maybe there's. Ah, fuck. I think what I need to do is play some more multiplayer games. Not for a bit of, I mean, because I'm not really enjoying a bit of as much as I originally did. I mean, I suppose I really do these when I've got something to say, when I want to say something. Fuck. Sorry, I'm not focused on the ranged guys in particular today. So I think they would have been made giant enemies, or even just held a generic projectile. I'm not going to go for this bit here just yet, although I'll probably end up forgetting that it's there. That's going to require a bit of time. In fact, that's going to really piss me off, I think. So, and honestly, I have to admit, I suck at that puzzle. I really do. It's, I said puzzle. Series of puzzles, mini-game.
I just saw Prince Azrael run into the castle. We have to stop him before he reaches the princess.
Yeah, just say that while the cat wizard there is doing his magic. Because he could just turn around and kill us any time, you know? I love the cat wizard design, and the original Anthem is absolutely fantastic. I'm being oddly specific. I'm being very specific about the cat wizard part, aren't I? Oh, fucking hell. It's like, they're not wizards, they're not cats, they are cat wizards. Perhaps these fairies aren't well versed in the game's magic, though. Perhaps they call it a wizard, and actually they could be cat warlocks. It could be cat sorcerers, or even cat druids. Although I think a druid would be more likely to be drama, perhaps. You know, maybe carry a mace instead of use magical hands. Well, there's definitely not much going on in this part. So, in terms of other games I've been playing, yeah, Pillars of Eternity is one I've been playing. I'm tempted to give Icewind Dale a go, but if I do that, I'll burn myself out even further on Baldur's Gate and other Infinity games. So I don't really want to be doing that. I want to go back into Planescape Torment, but if I do that, I'll not play Baldur's Gate any further. So I should just, you know, muck it out and through whatever the phrase is. Basically, just stick it out. I think that's whatever. Fucking do it.
Hi, Spyro. Isn't Prince Asriel just the dreamiest? The other fairies and wizards won't let us get married, so we're going to elope. By the way, Asriel says you can have this egg if you don't tell anyone where we went.
Shout out to all the Sakuras of the world. Sakura, Shadows Die Twice. I've always liked that. So it turns out the fairies and the wizards wouldn't let them marry. But what were the wizards doing to stop the fairies? Because the fairies can fly. Surely they do more than levitate like the cat musketeer. I don't know. But Prince Asriel looks awesome in his sort of warlock garb. I wonder what kind of magics he casts. Guess what's in his spell book? Because I think he must have like at least magic missile. I mean that's standard. Every wizard has that. But I think a good wizard has sleep or command, something like that. You know, if they're a sorcerer, yeah, they really should because they only get so many spell casts and so many spells per level. I mean that's if we're going by AD&D anyway. Oh, Baldur's Gates. Trying to think, can I maybe go over there? At this? Oh, yes, I can. I was so underconfident in my leap there. Now, let's go through the level and try and find the magic pot. Oh, fuck, all these guys are really small. There it is. So we've got two parts to do here. We've got Sergeant Bird's area, and we've got another mini-game bit to do. Oh! Risky. Shouldn't have done that. There's been slack there. But yeah, so I've been playing Pillars of Eternity. I finally figured out how that game's combat works. That's not really much to be proud of, but it's like, because I've got into Baldur's Gate at long last, I can finally figure out how Pillars of Eternity works. So it's not really a THAC0 system, it is very similar in terms of like D&D. Like, does your accuracy match the enemy's resistance, depending on the spit as well? Because it's like, it's so complicated, it throws out so much information at you, and numbers and things like that, but you don't understand what any of it fucking means. Oh well, we're doing this part now, apparently.
There's a golden goose at the top of this here mountain. I want to be the first person to the top so I can grab it.
The fuck is that? Is that Jack?
I just
As I said in my
Insta-Sprout Ultra Super Grow seeds from a bear with a bag of gems. He
top
said
10
they were
levels of
magic,
Spyro
but I
the
can't
Dragon.
Make them do anything.
Jacks.
You can have a couple if you like.
But what the hell's going on with Jack? I'm sorry, I've got to skip this because oh god, I don't want to look at him. What the hell is going on with his eyes? Oh god almighty. We are God's children, and he's left us in a car with the aircon on. So, we've seen this mini-game before. It should be familiar if you'd seen the episode with Zephyr. The idea is we've got to spit these seeds that are being a pain in my fucking arse. And we've got to go over here. Now, I'm an idiot, so you will have to forgive me if I fuck up royally, which I appear to have done so already, because I'm missing a seed. Ah, there it is. The foliage is going to be wonderful here, because I'm not going to be able to see anything. And that's the least of my concerns in the original game. Ah, there's a seed there. Okay. Spit that up there. Maybe not. Ah, it's alright. Yeah, I'd struggled with this quite a few times in the past. And it's not hard. It's like it should be, and it's not this part I'm struggling with in particular. It's like there is like it's basically the final part where you have to use, I think, seeds, even more seeds than this. Okay, I don't know how he got there. I think the feather in his hat was a helicopter or something.
I found this egg on the way up here. I think it was laid by a golden goose. We'll have to keep going. We're almost to the top.
Wait, the goose is golden. Shout out to all the Shelleys of the world. I went to a place called Shelley College. That's in a place called Shelley. It was Shelley High School when I was there, but I think in my last 2 years it became a college. It's a very good one from what I remember. Yeah, it did wonders for 6 forms. Now this is where things go to shit, because I have no idea what to do at this point. I think, if I... Oh no, it's not this part, I don't think. I think there's a part after this that gets worse. Or maybe it's been nerfed. I think the problem was I was missing a seed. That and the jump controls. Because, you know, like in some games, the trampoline kind of mechanics like this aren't always great. Like there, you don't know if you have to, you don't know when exactly to jump, if at all. Fuck. Doesn't help that Spyro glides in the same button. Fuck! Again. Do I just glide? Do I jump at the top? Right. Fucking hell. I am not looking forward to playing this again. Right. I think the order for this is going to be quite simple. Ah, shit, no it's not. Right. Okay. So it's clear we need a bouncy boy. There. But now I need another seed to take me from here to there. Now it can't be the standard daisy seed. I think I know the answer, doesn't it? Ah, I see. So I think what you have to do, you have to take out this one here. Use this here. You carry this one up here. Like so. And then thou hast... Oh. More bouncy boys. Thrice bouncy boys. I haven't really paid much attention to the environment here. Still very nice. I hope to God this works, because if this doesn't work out, this whole video is fucked. Oh no, that's much better. Yeah, that bounces a lot better. Well, that doesn't appear to be a very golden goose. But it may lay golden eggs, who knows?
At last, I found the legendary golden goose. You can have another one of its eggs as a souvenir.
Thank you. Shout out to all the Chucks in the world. I suppose there's something that's redeeming about this. You can post your best Chuck Norris facts. Sorry about that, my timer's up. We'll continue with the level anyway. Shout out your post all your best choice facts. Now, unfortunately, I do have to go all the way back over there because that way doth lead to thine treasure. Oh, I don't know why I'm speaking like that. I mean, even in D&D, I have to wonder, why do people swap between the sort of medieval tongue and sort of like common? Like Cockney speak and Mystic Elf speak. Beats me. Anyway, so I apologise for that rattling in your ears that you'll now be experiencing. That isn't my voice. I think we've just about got every gem in here. Ah, I know what we're missing. We're missing the vase, aren't we? That's where the rest of the gems will be, and perhaps in Sergeant Bird's area. So, Pillars of Eternity. I've been playing that and I finally understand how combat works. I'm playing on normal difficulty, and I'm glad that I've got the confidence to play on normal difficulty now, because when I played Baldur's Gate for the first time, I was like, oh, I've got to play it on story mode because I don't understand the combat. But it's not satisfying, you know? It's like, I won't have a go at anyone for playing in story mode at all. Never. If you want to play on the piss easiest difficulty, go ahead. You know, I wish I could. I really do. I wish I had the ability to play on a lower difficulty, but no, because I don't get the satisfaction of it. And I'm not. And this is the thing. I don't like playing difficult games very much, but I have a minimum requirement of difficulty. Like I expect normal mode to be just right, but that's the thing, though. You know, not everyone has that same sort of, no two players are alike. Normal difficulty is not going to be normal for everyone, which is hard to easy. In CRPGs, normal's quite tough. But yeah, in Pillars of Eternity, I'm currently playing a paladin. I couldn't choose. Well, I spent about nearly an hour, I think, looking at the different classes and race combinations and all that kind of thing. I went with an ocean folk human. I went for the paladin order. I went for was like the kind handholds or something like that, or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, like kind wayfarers, I think. So that suits me nicely. They dislike the disposition of cruel and deceptive, but they do like it when you are diplomatic and benevolent, I think it was. Or maybe not diplomatic, but one of them anyway. So I went for that, and that's quite nice. I like that a lot. They do good. Paladins in Pillars of Eternity very much act like your D&D paladin, as in, if you fuck about too much as a paladin, you will lose your powers. I love that so much. Like, yeah, you just your alignment gets changed, and guess what? We're taking away your fucking powers. I mean, that's the same for anti-paladins or blackguards as well. That if you start being lawful good, you lose your evil powers. Like you forget how to poison your blade. You know, you lose your nightmare steed or whatever. Oh shit, wrong place. All those really cool things. Yeah, they just vanish into fat air. Where was Sergeant Bird's level? I knew it would be somewhere I'd forget. In fact, no, I saw it off in the distance somewhere. I think. Oh god, I'm really sorry about this, guys. It's not that I'm not concentrating; it's that I've forgotten where everything is. I know where it is now. Okay, yeah. So I knew it was over there, but I just forgot the route to it. But of course, it's so simple if you take 5 minutes just to look at the level. God Almighty. And the lighting here as well kind of gives it away as well. So I think perhaps players in QA needed some guidance, so they added that there.
Good day, Spyro. I'd like to stay and chat, but I'm late for an engagement with a fairy friend of mine. Just a friend, you understand. Strictly platonic relationship. Certainly not a violation of military protocol whatsoever. What are you giving me that look for?
I don't know what's going on with his tongue there, but either way, I think I know what's going on with it perfectly well.
Where have you been, James? We were supposed to meet in the temple an hour ago.
And don't give me that old matters of national security line again. I guess it doesn't matter, though. The whole temple is full of nasty cat witches.
Matters of
anyway.
national
You just have to
security.
call off the date. That is, unless
I might
you
try
want
that if ever I'm late. Oh, it's matters of national security. You wouldn't understand. So this is one of the most annoying parts of the game, regrettably. Now, there is a skill point for destroying all these windows. I'd like to do that now. The game will let me. Thank you. So yeah, you destroy all the windows and you get a skill point, which I'm going to need desperately. Because this will take a lot of lives away. Now, I'm not very good at this minigame either, but thankfully the rockets home in, so fingers crossed, eh? But they home incredibly well. Oh yes, that's right, they did in the original game as well. I seem to recall that they only home in. So what you had to do was just fire and forget. But don't forget whatever you do that the cat witches this time. Come straight at you. Fucking hell! Come on. I mean, one of the cool strategies was just stay still, and when they come towards you, just fire a rocket and it'll hit them before they hit you, because they can only attack you from the front.
a lot more witches.
This was a thing. This was a thing in quite a few shooter games years ago, especially in Spyro. Enemies would only attack you if they were facing you, because I don't think there was any way to sort of show how, like, where attacks were coming from. Like you might have like an arrow in an FPS game. But yeah. So that was kind of neat. I have to say, I love the rocket details. All the smoke and the ash and the sparks going everywhere. It was fantastic. But yeah, there's another phase after this as well. Oh, and I think if you die, you start all the way from the beginning as well. Yeah. This is where things get harder, but at least the health items.
There are still a few witches.
I like how it's I mean, there was one frog with a crown to assume that you give the frog a kiss and it turns into a prince. But this one I think has got some kind of wizard hat on, or perhaps one that's one with a feather on it. Oh no, it is a crown. Not a big fan of the explosion effects up close. Yeah, so you can't land here. And the thing is that whenever you're hit in the air, you will get knocked down slightly. I don't think you can out the window either. Oh, the water texture's outside as well. I am just firing randomly because these rockets are so fucking slow, and they home in on targets anyway, so you might actually be able to hit the person you're aiming at anyway. Shit! So you just gotta really hope that it follows someone and hits them, and doesn't get lost along the way. I mean, all of this is basically just pot luck for me. But I mean, I don't blame the Reignited Trilogy at all. Like, this is exactly how it was before. It's like, except I'd spend even longer trying to hit these cat witches here, or wizards if there is a difference between witches and wizards in terms of power level and things like that. Or perhaps they just prefer that. Whatever they choose to identify as, I respect. Well, equal opportunities, witch and wizard kills here. Right, this is my last chance. They just turned around, just turned on a dime there. Oh, and just before I sank into the water.
I knew you weren't the leader of the hummingbird resistance movement for nothing. Now we have the temple all to ourselves. But first, I have a present for you.
Is that so, Isabel? Ah. Well, shout-outs to all the Abbeys of the world. Let's have a bit of a health top-up, please. Oh, yeah. We've got the temple to ourselves, but A, we're locked out, and, yeah, B, shit's fucked. Huzzah! I think we'll just go out to a restaurant instead, eh? I think that's about it for this long. Yes, that's it. So that's this part wrapped up. I apologise it's been so long. I really must get out and get some ice. Oddly specific thing to get, but yes, I need to get some ice and some lunch, and then we're done. But yes, Pillars of Eternity is good. BioWare is shit. EA is still shit, but less shit can be piled on them as a result of Anthem. Borderlands 3 is announced. This game is great. So were the other two. Oh, hang on. So, something interesting has happened here. I just need to remember that button. Let's go and have a look. I don't know if it's still here by any chance. But yes, this was something that happened in the original game as well. There's a cutscene where once you've done enough levels here, got enough eggs or whatever, Hunter would be trapped all of a sudden. Somewhere around here, in fact. But, was it here, I wonder? Not that we can find him. He will be released, but not just yet. Unfortunately, that does mean that we can't do one of the minigames in Lost Fleet. Perhaps we'll see that later. In fact, I might be doing another part today. Thank you ever so much again for watching. Hope you all have a pleasant time. Ta-ta for now.